Hi, welcome back. So today we're going to be reading books that have been or are very popular on TikTok. I usually get my book recommendations from YouTube, so I think it's about time I change it up a little bit and just read everything that has been recommended to me on TikTok for the past couple of months. So I feel like I wouldn't be doing this video justice if I did not include this book right here. This book has been read, I feel like, by almost every single girl that has TikTok. I never searched for it. For some reason, it just kept popping up and I caved in and I bought it. And funny story really quick, one time my family members came over and I have a cousin that reads as well. She's a lot older than me. And she saw this book on my bookshelves and was like, Mary, I didn't know you were into that. And I was like, I don't know what it's about. I've never read this book. I think it's time, and what better video to do it than this one here. Hi guys, so it's the next day and I got to page 310 from Hunting Adeline last night, and I think I'm going to take a break from it. I'm still not sure if I fully want to DNF it, but I just know that I need something different right now. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up Verity by Colleen Hoover. I've only ever read one more book by Colleen Hoover, and that was It Ends With Us, and I don't think I'm a fan of her writing, so I'm gonna see if I like this book. I'm gonna be honest with you, I have read one chapter of this book before in the past and I couldn't get into it, so hopefully this time around is gonna be different. And also, I only know of Colleen Hoover because of TikTok, so let's see if I like this one better than Hunting Adeline. So it's the next day and I did finish reading Verity by Colleen Hoover last night. I'm actually kind of surprised that I didn't fully hate this book. I'm giving it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was very fast. It was very fast paced. It was very entertaining. The storyline kind of had me going in the beginning, and then it just completely lost me towards the end. I thought that the plot twist was going to be bigger. I wanted more intensity with it. I think that she kind of had it going with the thriller aspect of the book, but I feel like she just didn't really bring it together at the end. And it kind of makes sense because I think this is her first thriller book, and it kind of felt like really rushed for me, and it didn't really make sense. It kind of, I'd feel really bad saying it, but it kind of felt like a lazy way to kind of finish the book. Not that writing a book is lazy, right? I don't think I could write a book, but it kind of felt that way, where it's just like, oh, just throw this at the end and it would explain the whole book. It just, I don't know. It wasn't my favorite. Like I said, the whole time I was waiting for something exciting to happen. I was waiting for this big turn of events, and it wasn't that way. I was kind of let down at the end. So yeah, that's why it wasn't a 4 stars for me, but I did give it a 3.5 because it was entertaining enough that I finished it in a couple of hours. So the next book that I think I'm going to pick up today is Bride by Ali Hazelwood, and I feel like this doesn't need any explanation. So if you've been on Book Talk, then you know why this book is in this video. Kind of matches my outfit, kind of gothic. Okay guys, so it's the next day and I finished reading Bride last night and I liked it. I really liked it. Out of all the books that I've read this week, I feel like this one has been the best. Although I will admit that the ending was not my favorite. It kind of got stuck at one point for me, where it just, towards the end, kind of, maybe like the last 80% of the book, felt very repetitive and it kind of felt like the story was stuck. And I feel like besides that, that would be like the only thing that I didn't really like about the book. Also, I did cringe a couple of times only because I had this image in my head of Lo, and then when it kind of got to the spicy scenes, just the way I think just the way that Ali wrote the spicy scenes in Lo's voice, it just felt kind of icky at times, but I was able to look past that and it didn't make me hate it. I also didn't mind that the relationship between Mystery and Lo was kind of like slow and they took their time and it wasn't like right off the bat. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed their playfulness and their bantering, and I will say that Mystery's sarcasm got to be a little too much sometimes. I loved her sense of humor. I love how she was written, but there were times, oh, sorry, that was my phone. I like her sarcasm, I like her sense of humor, but there were some times that I was just like, okay, we don't need sarcasm all the time. Just tone it down a little bit. But besides that, I really enjoyed this book. I think I'm gonna give it like a 3.9 out of 5 because it was really good. I finished it. I devoured this so fast. And there were times where I was just like kicking my feet and giggling, and it was a good read. It was a fun read, and it was just, my sister makes fun of me when I do that. Oh, a chef's kiss. All right, now, let's get to this baby. I don't know. Okay, the thing about this book, I DNF'd it. Couldn't finish it. I got to page 310 and I, for some reason, just couldn't get into the story. I tried so hard. I tried really hard to finish it. And the thing is that it's not even the topics in this book that made me not like this book. It's just the fact that this book is for adults, right? It had very strong adult content, strong language, and it was a very graphic book. And that's fine, right? But it just threw me off because sometimes it read very juvenile. Some of the things that the characters were saying, especially Sade, who is the aggressor in the book, or the alpha in the book, he just sounded very juvenile at times, and I felt like it just didn't go hand in hand with the strong contents of the book, and it was just taking me out of the story over and over and over again. Also, again, the same as Bride, it was very repetitive at times. I could put it up, I could understand Bride a little bit more, because it was mostly with like the spicy scenes where it was a little repetitive, so it wasn't really the story. But with Haunting Adeline, I think it was the story that kept being repetitive. At one point I was just like, okay, can you guys just please get together? I understand that they were trying to build the tension for their relationship and stuff, but I feel like it was just dragged on for so long that at one point I was just not even like scared for her anymore. I was just like, oh, he's there again, Zade's there again. It was too much tension that it was just like, get it over with, just get it over with, be together. And I think that's the reason why I was just like, I can't keep reading this. There was also some sentences that were all over the book again and again, like yup, or the flaming red cherry, referring to his cigar or his like cigarette. It's like, okay, I get it. You're describing him smoking a cigarette. Just little things like that. Also, the whole side gig that Sade has going on with like catching predators and stuff. Some of the scenes read very funny, like very silly. I never felt nervous for him. I was never like at the edge of my seat wondering if he was gonna die while trying to rescue some like girls. It always just read like, oh, I just knew I could take them, and then I wiped them all out with 3 bullets, and it was just so it was a little, I don't know, it was I think it just wasn't for me. And my gosh, I have so many points about this book. Also, what's up with the haunting? Like the ghost, is that gonna be another storyline that we're gonna tie back in? I guess I'm never gonna know because I don't know if I'm gonna finish this book. But there was just so many things that just kind of didn't bring the whole story together for me. And I think it just wasn't interesting enough for me to want to keep reading. Like I said, maybe someday when I don't know what to read, I'll come back and find out what happened to Mystery. I'll come back and find out what happened to Addie and Zaid. But I just couldn't do it this time around. Wow. I had a lot to say about that book. I can't believe how much I enjoyed this video. It was so fun to make. And also, I love that I got to read some books that I've been wanting to read for the longest time, and that I actually listened to TikTok and, you know, read them. So now I know that TikTok likes their spicy books and their hot guys. So that's it for this video, guys. Hopefully I'll be doing another one of these in the future because TikTok has a lot to offer when it comes to books. So let me know if you guys have any suggestions down in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Oh, also, before you go, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.